today for history, let's review a little bit. First of all, does anyone remember what we call this thing? Abby?
A compass.
Almost.
I know.
Ben?
Compass rose.
Yeah, this is a compass rose, so it's almost, right, compass rose. All right, and it tells the different directions. There is a small one right here on the map that we have here. All right, so let's review again all the continents.
North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica.
Now let's do the oceans.
Arctic Ocean.
All right, I heard somebody say Atlantic. Some of you aren't even looking. Why are some of you not looking?
I can't see because of the tablet.
Okay, but I told you to scoot your chair one way or another so you can see, because I cannot know, but I have to videotape. Maya, your attention should be up here.
Arctic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic, Arctic Ocean.
Does that say north anything, guys? What does it say?
Arctic Ocean.
We keep saying Atlantic. This is the only one that's Atlantic. This is Arctic and this is Arctic. And if somebody is having a hard time seeing back there, maybe you need to let me know that you cannot see, okay? Yes, Adam?
I can't see it.
Okay, it has nothing to do with this, because if this is in your way, you need to slide one way or another.
map.
Alright, then you need to maybe get your eyes checked to see if you need glasses, okay? Alright, but this is Arctic and this is Arctic. This is the only one that's Atlantic. Next week, when this is up here, it will be on the other side where you will not be able to see their names. You will have to have them memorized by then. Alright, let's talk just about the United States of America, and let's talk about the four corners. Alright, so in the top corner, does anybody know what state is in the top right-hand corner of the United States? Anybody?
Texas?
No, Texas is way down here.
Canada.
That would be a different country altogether. Canada doesn't even belong to the United States, it's a country. This is Canada up here, it is a part of North America, but it's not part of the United States. What state would be right here in the top right-hand corner? Landon?
Pennsylvania?
No, I actually live in Pennsylvania, we're about right here. It's Maine.
I know.
Alright, you should know this one though. What's this one? Florida. Does anybody know the one on this corner?
Idaho.
Somebody, I think somebody said it.
Idaho.
Washington. It is Washington. Right here, that's Washington, and down here, what's this one? No, Mexico is the country down here that doesn't even belong to the United States. That is another country, just like the United States is a country. Paige? If this is Washington, what's the one at the bottom corner? Goes from here about down to here. No, Pennsylvania is really near Maryland. Maryland is here, Pennsylvania is right there. It's the neighbor to the north of Maryland. I actually live in Pennsylvania.
Georgia.
No.
Carolina.
Right. Brennan, sorry. You raised your hand, so I thought you had something to say, hon. You don't wanna guess? It's California, guys. So Maine, Florida, Washington, and California. Everybody say those. Maine, Florida, Washington, and California. Those are the four corners of the United States. Alright, let's go ahead and go to our reading now. We're gonna be starting on page 12. Alright. Sailing on the Sea of Darkness. Just before dawn on August 3rd, 1492, that's the year we used when we subtracted to see how long ago this happened, the three ships set sail. When weeks had passed and the sailors still could not see land, they became frightened. Turn back, they begged, but the Admiral of the Ocean Sea told them of the great riches they would find in the Indies. You want to be rich, don't you? He asked them. in the middle of September. So they started this journey in August, the beginning of August. Now it's the middle of September. In the middle of September, the boats sailed through seaweed so thick that they were afraid the boats would become tangled in it. October came. So now it's another month later. And still there was no sign of land. The sailors became so frightened that they plotted to kill Christopher Columbus. Let's throw him overboard. We can tell the king and queen that he slipped and fell into the sea. Columbus sensed his crew's feelings. On October 10th, he promised them. I need you to pay attention. That means you're following along as I read, please. If we do not see land in 3 days, I will turn the ship around. And the next thing is called land. So, Christopher Columbus was sure land was near. He had seen land birds flying over the water. Birds would not fly far away from land, he reasoned. On October 11th, he noticed a carved stick floating in the water. So, what did you think when he saw a carved stick? A person had to carve that stick, he said. On October 12th, 1492, so over 2 months later, just 2 hours after midnight, land was seen in the bright moonlight. At daybreak, they lowered a small boat into the water. Columbus and some of his men rowed to shore. Columbus believed he had found the islands off the coast of India. He never found out that he had really discovered an island not far from the American continent. All right, you can turn the page, but I'm going to point on the map. All right, so these islands down here, that's where Columbus landed, okay, in this area of islands. Okay, he thought he was in the Indies over here, but he was in brand new islands that had never been even dreamed of by the people in Europe. All right, on page 14. Columbus thanks God. What did Christopher Columbus and his men do first? Everyone knelt and thanked God for his goodness to them. He planted Spain's flag in the ground and claimed the island for Spain. He named it San Salvador, which means Holy Savior. So why did he claim it for Spain? Why would he claim it for Spain? Paige?
Because Spain helped him get all the way over there.
King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain were the ones that helped him with the ships and things that he needed to make this voyage. All right, let's read the Bible says, together out loud. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name. Psalm 92:1. Columbus meets the Indians. Christopher Columbus had no idea that the people he had found were very different from the people of the Indies. He had no books and no pictures to look at it. He thought he was on one of the islands of the Indies, so he named the natives that he saw Indians. The Indians were friendly. They brought the strange white men food, but they could not bring gold because there was hardly any gold on their island. Columbus sailed on. Before long, he found other islands. One island was Cuba, and another was Hispaniola, where he finally found gold. Top of the next page. Columbus returns to Spain. How excited King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain were to see Columbus and the interesting items he brought back with him. He showed them strange plants, brightly colored birds, and several Indians in native dress that his crew had captured. Now, was that right for them to capture them? No, it wasn't. That was very wrong. But he had very little gold. Sailing for riches. Christopher Columbus sailed across the ocean 3 more times. On his 3rd voyage, he actually found the South American continent. So that means he sailed so low that he ended up somewhere down here in South America. Each time he thought he was near India, but of course he never sailed anywhere near India. With each voyage, his crew and even the people of Spain lost respect for him. Why didn't Columbus find the gold, pearls, silks, and spices of India, they complained. Because his sailors wanted to become rich, they disobeyed him. In order to find more gold, his crew made slaves of every Indian they found. After his fourth voyage, Columbus returned to Spain to find Queen Isabella dying. He was very ill too. 2 years later, in 1506, he died. All right. Why didn't he find the gold, the pearls, the silks, and the spices? Why didn't he find them, Liam?
Because he didn't know that was other lands out there, and he got stopped by them.
Okay, but where would he need to be to find the gold, the silk, the pearls, and the spices, Zeke?
Well, he needed to be in Asia.
Okay, the Indies. We're gonna call it the Indies, because it's only part of Asia that we're talking about,
But
okay?
the only way is
Yeah.
if you either
Yeah.
traveled.
So he thought he was here, and all the people in Europe thought that's where he was going to, but that wasn't where he was. Since he thought that's where he was, they were like, well, why isn't he bringing home the gold, the silk, the pearls, and the spices? But he was really over here, and even here. So that's why he couldn't find those things that he was looking for, because he was in the wrong place. But since he thought he was in the right place, so did everybody else. And then they started losing respect for him. Just a second, let's finish reading this. Columbus Day. On or near October 12th, both North America and South America celebrate Columbus Day. This was the date that Christopher Columbus first stepped onto land in the New World. He had sailed west, but he never sailed far enough to find the east. The American continent stood in his way. Turn the page. Though Christopher Columbus never saw the east, he did give other sea captains the courage to explore. There was no longer a sea of darkness. Instead, there was a new world. And part of that new world would soon become what is now the United States of America. Now, they didn't call it that, but that's what we call it today. Stop and think. The men sailing with Christopher Columbus were sailing into an unknown sea with no maps and no GPS. I mean, we don't even think about going places without GPS today, do we? Even their captain had no clear idea of what was ahead. The fear of not knowing the future and the desire for riches caused many of the sailors to complain and even disobey. Would you have enjoyed working for Christopher Columbus? Why or why not? Would you have enjoyed working among the sailors on his boat? Why or why not? All right, we'll discuss that in a moment. Let's just do this comprehension check in a minute, for a minute, and then we'll go back to that. True or false? Christopher Columbus found the Indies. False. What did he find?
America.
A new world. We're going to call it a new world.
New
right?
world.
We're going to call it a new world because it was not named the United States of America yet. Someone needs to stop doing that to their book. Number 2, Columbus landed on the island of San Salvador on October 12th, 1492.
True.
That is exactly right. Number 3, Columbus's men hoped to find great riches.
Yes.
True. Number 4, the people of Spain were pleased with Columbus's discoveries.
Yes.
No.
Remember, he didn't bring anything. He had hardly any gold at all. Hardly any gold. And no silks, no spices, just a little tiny bit of gold. So were they pleased? No, because we just read it. It said they lost respect for him. After so many voyages and he wasn't bringing back that gold they thought he was going to bring back, they lost respect for him. So displeased, not pleased. Number 5, Christopher Columbus named the natives Indians because he thought he was near the Indies. True. Very good.